You closed your window this morning. You looked at the screen in the frame and thought, I am protected. You are not. Right now, as you read this, pollen is passing through that screen as freely as air passes through an open door. Not some of it, most of it. And if you are one of the 81 million Americans who suffer from seasonal allergies, your screen has never once protected you from what is actually making you sick. This is not an opinion. This is a measurement problem. A standard window screen is woven at 18 strands by 16 strands per inch. That creates an opening of approximately 1.2 millimeters between each strand. 1.2 millimeters is 1,200 microns. Pollen particles measure between 10 and 100 microns. That gap between 1,200 and 100 is not a filter, it is a door. Your screen was engineered to stop something that measures 2,000 microns or larger. Everything smaller than that passes through without resistance. This has been documented by the screen manufacturing industry itself. Metro Screenworks, one of the largest screen manufacturers in the United States, states on their own website that a regular screen filters only about 20% of allergens and other airborne substances. 20%. 80% of what you are allergic to floats directly through the thing you trusted to stop it. And right now, April 2026, is the worst possible moment to discover this. AccuWeather released its 2026 Allergy Forecast, and the Ohio Valley has been identified as one of the hardest hit regions in the country, with periods of exceptionally high tree pollen expected to peak through mid to late April, affecting tens of millions of people across 11 states. Oak, birch, ash, and maple trees are releasing their largest pollen loads of the season right now. And then, just as tree pollen slows, grass pollen tags in through May and June. This is the year allergists have been warning about. There is a solution that costs $3. It is not a gimmick. The physics behind it were published in the journal Nature just last year. Welcome to Dr. Phillip's Forbidden Files. If this kind of knowledge matters to you, hit subscribe and the bell. This is where we dig up what the industry buried. Before I show you the $3 fix, I put together a complete guide with everything in this video. It is called the Dr. Phillip's Forbidden Files Complete Vault. Inside you will find the complete mixing ratio and step-by-step application guide for the glycerin screen treatment, including how to clean and reapply it through the season. A room-by-room pollen reduction checklist covering windows, doors, HVAC, filters, and airflow management to cut your indoor pollen load from multiple angles at once. The specific types of tree pollen active in your region right now, with a timing guide for when each allergen peaks so you know exactly when your symptoms will be worst. A cost comparison chart showing what you actually spend on Claritin over a full allergy season versus what this approach costs. And a full guide to the natural nasal rinse technique recommended by allergists that costs under $1 and clears pollen already inside your system. Over 10 complete guides in one place, no filler, straight to the point. The link is in the description, but stay here. Because what I am about to show you is something the air purifier industry, the pharmaceutical industry, and the screen manufacturing industry all have a financial reason to keep off your radar. In June of 2025, researchers published a study in the journal Nature titled Bioinspired Capillary Force-Driven Super-Adhesive Filter. They were working on next-generation air filtration technology, and the key finding is worth reading carefully. They discovered that a thin, stable liquid layer applied to filter fibers creates particle adhesion through capillary forces, dramatically increasing filtration efficiency while maintaining air permeability. They called it inspired by the natural filtration abilities of mucus-coated nasal hairs. Your nose does this every day. When a pollen particle hits the mucus lining your nasal passages, it sticks. Capillary adhesion holds it in place so it never reaches your lungs. Your nasal hairs are not blocking pollen by size, they are trapping it by surface chemistry. The Nature study confirmed that this same principle, a thin, viscous coating on a filtration surface, can dramatically increase particle capture while the air continues to flow freely through the material. Commercial pollen screen manufacturers already use this principle. Metro Screenworks describes their Pollen Guard product as, quote, made of small woven polyester and coated with a substance that catches the pollen and other allergens before they have a chance to blow through. That is exactly the mechanism the nature study validated. A coating that catches, not a smaller mesh that blocks, a sticky surface that traps. If you are still watching, you already understand more about how allergy screens actually work than most people who have been buying them for years. Subscribe and share this with someone in your household who suffers from spring allergies. The guide is in the description. Now let me show you the $3 version of that same technology. Vegetable glycerin is a clear, odorless, slightly viscous liquid derived from plant oils. It is sold in the first aid or personal care aisle of every CVS, Walgreens, Walmart, and Target in America. A 4 to 6 ounce bottle costs approximately $3. It is food-safe, non-toxic, hypoallergenic, and has been used in cosmetics, food, and pharmaceuticals for over a century. At room temperature, vegetable glycerin does not fully evaporate. It maintains a slightly tacky hygroscopic surface that attracts and holds moisture and fine particles. This is the same property that makes it useful in skin moisturizers, where it draws moisture toward the skin and holds it there. Applied in a thin layer to a surface exposed to airflow, glycerin creates a viscous film that behaves in a manner consistent with what the nature study described as a particle-removing oil-coated filter. The glycerin does not shrink the openings in your screen. It coats the wire or fiber strands of the screen with a thin, sticky layer. Pollen particles that would normally flow freely through the opening between strands now contact a glycerin-coated surface when they approach the wire. Capillary adhesion holds them in place. The air continues to pass through. The pollen does not. Now I want to be completely transparent about something, because this channel does not exaggerate to make a point. No formal clinical study has tested vegetable glycerin specifically applied to standard home window screens and measured the resulting pollen reduction inside a home. That peer-reviewed human trial data does not exist yet. What does exist is this. The physics of the mechanism are confirmed. The nature study confirms that liquid-coated filter surfaces dramatically enhance particle capture through capillary adhesion. Commercial pollen screen manufacturers use this exact coating principle in their products that sell for $40 to $150 per window. Glycerin is chemically consistent with viscous particle capture coatings, and the problem it is addressing, pollen passing freely through standard screens, is documented by the screen manufacturing industry itself. You are applying a confirmed scientific principle to a verified problem with a $3 consumer chemical. Whether it works at the same efficiency as a commercial-coated pollen screen is something you can test in your own home this week. Here's how to do it. You will need vegetable glycerin from any pharmacy or big box store, approximately $3. You will need a standard spray bottle, which you almost certainly already have in your home. Fill the spray bottle with 70% water and 30% vegetable glycerin. Shake to mix. The glycerin will dissolve fully into the water. Remove your window screen from the frame. Lay it flat on a surface outside or on a drop cloth. Spray the glycerin mixture evenly across the entire surface of the screen on both sides, using a slow sweeping motion to ensure even coverage. You are not saturating the screen. You are applying a thin uniform coat. Allow the screen to air dry for approximately 15 minutes before reinstalling. The water in the mixture evaporates. The glycerin remains as a thin, slightly tacky coating on every strand of the mesh. That coating is now active. Check and reapply every 7 days. The glycerin is water-soluble, so a rain event or heavy humidity will partially wash it away. Reapplication takes under 2 minutes per screen. One $3 bottle is enough glycerin for an entire allergy season on multiple windows. For people with severe asthma, consult your physician before changing anything about your air filtration setup. This method reduces pollen entering through screens. It does not replace medical treatment for diagnosed allergy conditions. Test on a small corner of your screen first and allow to dry to confirm no discoloration on your specific screen material before treating the full surface. Now let me show you what this costs compared to what the industry is selling you instead. A bottle of Claritin, 30 doses of loratadine, 10 milligrams costs between $25 and $35 at any pharmacy. Most allergy sufferers use it daily during peak season. Peak season runs approximately 10 weeks from April through June. That is between $80 and $120 in antihistamines per season. Antihistamines manage your symptoms after the pollen is already inside your body and your immune system has already responded. They do not reduce your exposure. A quality HEPA air purifier capable of filtering a single room costs between $150 and $400 at retail. HEPA purifiers clean the air already inside the room. They do not address the point of entry. A commercial pollen screen that uses the coating mechanism we described costs $40 to $150 per window, professionally sized and installed. $3 of vegetable glycerin applied to your existing screen costs $3. The industry earns exactly zero from that transaction. That is the only reason you have never heard about it before today. The air purifier lobby, the pharmaceutical lobby, and the premium screen manufacturing sector are billion-dollar industries. Your local CVS earns approximately 40 cents of margin on a $3 bottle of glycerin. Nobody in that chain has an incentive to run the billboard that says, "Close your windows, reopen them after you treat the screen, and save $300 this spring." Nobody except this channel. Look at the yellow dust coating your car right now. Every particle on that car has also been moving through the air past your window screens. Every day you had those windows open this April. 60 million Americans are taking antihistamines to suppress their immune response to particles that were never supposed to enter the building in the first place. The pollen did not fail to be blocked by physics. The pollen was never meant to be blocked by what you installed. Standard window screens are insect barriers. They have always been insect barriers. And the air purifier industry built a $300 answer to a problem that has a $3 intervention in the first place. Go to CVS tonight. First aid aisle. $3. 2 minutes per window. Send this to everyone in your contact list who mentions allergies between now and June. Every share is one more household that finds out this spring what their window screen was actually doing. Subscribe to Dr. Phillip's Forbidden Files. The next vault opens soon, and what is inside is even more expensive for them to ignore.